found you. Don't know how I went without you. You were my wonder drug. I couldn't get enough. We were living life in moments, holding time like we stole it. We were just crazy kids. Do you remember when we were dreaming about the good life, picking up a highlight for us or for better? Now we're stuck in the dark night, looking for the sunrise for us or for better. Don't you remember when we said forever? If we can make our love right, we can make it our life for us or for better. For us or for better. For us or for better. Now I'm standing here without you, and I swear that I'm about to lose control, but I can't let go. I'm not giving up this easy. No one told us this was easy. We could love again if we remember when we were dreaming about the good life, picking up a highlight for us or for better. Now we're stuck in the dark night, looking for the sunrise for us or for better. Don't you remember when we said forever? If we can make our love right, we can make it our life for us or for better. For us or for
welcome to Zeki Online. This episode is going to start any minute now, but just before we do, a couple of house rules for you guys. If you're under the age of 13, YouTube guidelines state that you have to have an adult watching this video with you. That's their rules and not ours, and so if you're under the age of 13, grab a parent, grab an adult to watch this live stream with you. Rule number 2, we will never ask for any of your personal details on the live comments chat. And so if somebody on the live comments asks for your personal details, don't give them away. We will never ask for your personal details on that live comments section. And rule number 3, the live comments chat is for fun, and so don't be tearing down other people, don't be kind of throwing out abuse to other people, keep your language clean, but have some fun on it. Chat to each other, chat to us as we're live streaming, we'll chat to you as we're live streaming, but use the comments for good and not to tear other people down. But yeah, we're going to start in a couple of minutes. Yes, Zeki
Hey
Online,
guys.
what is going on?
What am I doing? Is that me?
Oh, Emily. We were set
Gave
for a
the game away.
smooth start, and then she's ruined it with that.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's right. Well, guess what game we're playing today, guys?
They can't.
How many? There it is.
Let us know how your week's been in the comments. We want to know.
We do.
Has anyone been up to anything? Done anything interesting? I feel like this will be a better question next week when you're actually allowed to see people. 6 people.
Yeah.
6 whole people.
6 whole people.
From a...
Well, 5, because you're one of them.
Well, yeah. But a group of 6.
Right.
Or 2 households, if you're lucky enough to already have 6 people in your house.
There you go.
I say lucky enough. I'm not sure. Would I want 6 people in my house?
No, probably not.
I don't know.
Shout out to you guys who put up with.
Well, the Millwards, I'm just thinking, the Millwards have got 6, haven't they?
I can't even cope with you sometimes.
Yeah, their life doesn't seem too chaotic. Yeah, maybe 6 would be alright.
Yeah, ask the parents.
Yeah, yeah, true that.
Shout out to Caleb. Further maths, 98 out of 100.
That's pretty good.
He's almost too good for the further maths. Unreal.
Wow. Imagine.
There you go.
They'd have to invent a new maths. They'd have to go, right, further maths isn't doing it anymore. Let's do further maths.
In his further maths GCSE mock, but we all know
that's
going to be your score, mate. So well done.
I was going to say, we don't want to...
don't want to jinx it, but...
we don't want to say...
That's probably going to be your last result.
Yeah, these are going to be your results, but let's be honest, why would they do them otherwise?
Yeah, true that. But there you go. If you're actually that good though, Caleb, tell us what percent that is.
Oh. Do you know what percent that is?
So hard. Yeah, 43 innit?
Get you. Did you do further maths?
No. I actually started it and then I dropped out because I didn't get it. It was stupid.
Yeah,
It moves from being like that. It goes from like helpful maths to I'm never ever going to use this, as if I was going to use the normal maths.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's just no reason to it.
Caleb will know what I'm on about, but all this bearings stuff, what's that?
Yeah.
It was hard enough in normal GCSE maths, but when you get to further maths, the bearings, it's dumb. It's dumb. Unless I'm a sailor or something.
98%. He got it right.
Oh my days.
He is
Caleb,
worthy of being on further maths.
What a guy. There he is. Emerald is in the house. Good to have you commenting, Emerald.
Hi, Emeralds.
I've had to change my language over lockdown because usually I'd be like, good to see you, but I can't. So we got a picture of
I
you.
was going to say, because you
It's
have
cool.
a picture that's actually of you,
Yeah.
which is rare. I'll be honest.
It is rare because
I don't think anyone else.
this is Anthony. There he is. He's a frog now.
Do you know what the thing is? I think because Anthony, you joined our youth group in lockdown, I reckon. Do they know what he looks like?
Most people have never seen you.
Does anyone know what you look like, Anthony?
Oh yeah, actually,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
been on. He's done games.
You have
and
done
stuff.
games.
It's all right.
Yeah.
He's all good.
Yeah. I was gonna say, or are we gonna get back to Zeki and they'll all be like looking for a frog? Like, where's Anthony?
Yeah.
He's not here.
Hannah's having a good week, but she's got a cold.
Oh no.
She's having a lemon thing.
A lemon thing. Do you mean a lem sip?
A lemon sip or a lemon tea or a lemon.
Are you just
What
sucking
are
on a
you
lemon?
having?
Who knows?
Something lemony, I suppose. There we go.
We've got Abigail, who is outing herself as a tree.
Ooh, nice.
I'm not sure.
Well, we don't
I
believe
am
you
a
because
tree.
your picture's not a tree, so
Your
I
picture
don't
is an
believe
A.
you, man.
Yeah.
Esther's here, and she's got a picture.
Yes.
Have you just uploaded that, Esther?
Oh, I hope so.
I love
I
that.
appreciate that.
Oh, friend. We love it.
We've got a
Come on. You do use them on boats.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you want to be a sailor, Caleb?
Is that it?
That's what I
All
want to
this
know.
effort, all this further maths just to become a sailor.
Can you imagine going to like a sailing interview? I don't know if they do those, but being like, I know that you just want someone to catch fish for you, but I've got a GCSE in further maths. No, not even a GCSE, an A level in further
There you go.
maths. That's,
I've got
yeah.
my bearings. Oh dear.
Well, there you go. We've got Anthony identifies as a frog.
There you go.
Well, you.
Say no more. We're not going to get into that tonight.
I was gonna say I can't judge that, can I? So, Caleb, he's gonna be a rocket scientist. Well, you probably need bearings
mate.
for that as well,
Probably.
because otherwise the rocket's gonna be all over the place, isn't it?
And space all looks the same, so
Yeah.
you need to know your
You
bearings.
would be lost.
Lost in
Lost
space
without bearings.
further maths.
Yeah.
Come on.
To be fair, I feel like it would be quite interesting to work for NASA.
Yeah,
Do you think?
maybe. You think that it takes them like thousands of years to get a photo.
Mm.
Like they probably take a photo like now, and then they receive it like in 50 years or something.
Well,
That's a
I feel
long
like
time.
things have got better. It's not quite like it was when they first landed on the moon.
Yeah,
if it
I
happened.
suppose. Yeah.
Just saying.
If we want to know if you guys
Yeah,
think that they actually landed on the moon.
That's a good question.
Let us know.
Do you believe it?
Do you believe it?
That's the question. Do you believe it? Oh.
I don't know, man. I'm sure somebody has since, but I don't
Yeah.
know if they did.
I'm not sure if they. Yeah. I'm not convinced the pictures are real. They might have landed on it, but I'm not convinced that the pictures are real.
Yeah.
If they did, I think they faked those ones.
I have a
But
feeling we've talked
think
about
that-
this before.
I think that since then, someone probably has.
Probably.
Like, I'm not doubting that, like...
The Chinese got to have, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm not doubting that people have, like, been to space and stuff.
Yeah.
That has definitely happened. I agree with that, but...
But that many years ago, did we?
Did we?
Anthony, the Earth is flat, so they obviously didn't land on the moon.
Yeah.
How do you know the moon isn't flat above the flat Earth?
Maybe it's all flat.
Yeah. Maybe you don't need bearings,
Maybe
Caleb.
the
You
universe
just go
is
straight
just
up,
a
mate.
giant pancake.
You either go up, down, or sideways.
Yeah.
There's no 3D.
And
You don't
that's
need.
it.
You don't need the
to worry.
bearings. There we go. What we got? Emerald. She got 27 out of 27 in her physics
Oh,
test.
well done, Emerald.
Woo.
Oh, I'm rubbish
Go
at
on.
physics. We were talking about this in my Zeki squad the other day.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that chemistry, absolutely fine.
Mm.
Biology, all right.
Not bad.
Physics, no, it's too much maths. There's too much maths involved in physics, and I don't like it.
I suppose, like, if you're good at maths, then you'll probably be alright at physics.
Yeah.
But if you're bad at maths, then
Yeah, and I was bad at maths.
there you go.
I've actually, since I've got older, got better at maths. I reckon I would now do a lot better in my maths GCSE than I did when I took my maths GCSE.
Yeah,
I think.
probably would.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is good considering I get paid to help people
Yeah.
learn stuff for their maths GCSEs. Actually,
probably need to
now
know
I think
how to
now
do
I
it,
think
to
now I
teach
think
people
about it.
how to do
Actually,
it.
it's a good job that I've got better at it,
Yeah.
isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there you go. Go on.
We've
I
got,
I see you eyeing up a comment.
Yeah, I'm confused
.com.
about Caleb. Well, first of all, I was confused about Caleb. They are going to fly a helicopter on Mars.
Helicopter. Why
Does
do you-
that mean that they're going to take a helicopter up in a rocket and then fly it? Or are they taking a helicopter instead of a rocket?
That's a great question.
I know.
It'd take a long time to get
Oh,
to,
it would take you.
to get to
Well,
Mars
you
on a
wouldn't
helicopter.
You wouldn't actually be able to get there, would you?
I think
You'd run
maybe
out of
they've
fuel.
put a helicopter in a rocket,
Yeah.
gone to Mars, and then taken the helicopter out the boot. Been like, go on, boys.
Out of the boot.
Let's give
Do
this a
rockets
go.
have boots?
Maybe. I don't know. Where else would you put the helicopter in the rocket? You're not going to have it in the passenger bit with you, are you? But the thing I don't get about space is why would you need a helicopter? Do they not know that you float in space?
Clearly not.
You can literally fly.
Well, this proves it then. They've never been. They never went to space.
they
They don't
never-
know that you can
never.
fly in space. Right, we've got the Perseverance rover has a mini helicopter and they are flying from NASA headquarters. Oh, I see.
Is the NASA headquarters on Earth? Like they're flying a mini helicopter from Earth to
No,
Mars?
it's going on the
On a rover?
road. Yeah.
Isn't that like a Jeep?
But they're not taking a Jeep to space.
Why not? If anything's gonna like make it through the tough terrain of space, it's a Jeep.
Jeep.
Jeep, sponsor us.
Yes.
Oh man.
Also, Caleb has just corrected us that Mars has gravity.
Oh, there you go.
Well, there you
Oh
go.
no.
I actually didn't
Literally
know that.
everyone knew that, but
Oh, how did we not
alright.
know that?
an atmosphere like Earth.
Oh, is that why they think that Mars is the most likely place that other things live?
Nah, it's
reckon?
because they found like frozen water.
Well, yeah, because but that's what I mean. It's all like involved in, because like you can have frozen water, but nothing can live there if it's just going to fly off it because there's no gravity.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like little aliens wouldn't be able to wander around on Mars if they were just going to fly
That's
off
true.
it.
Yeah, but it's still going to
You'd
be a
have to
bit
get,
like
like-
floaty in it. It's not the same as
They'd have to get anti-gravity boots.
yeah.
Gravity boots.
Ooh. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they'd have to get.
there you go. Jackie is in the house, but a bit late. We'll allow it.
That's all right.
We won't tell you
That's
off.
okay, Jackie. Don't you worry.
You were late for the registration bell, but you weren't late for the cut-off, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
okay.
We'll
We'll
check
mark
you in.
Yeah.
It's calm.
We've got Anthony. Gravity isn't real. Okay, I feel like nobody's answered our question about whether anyone went to the moon,
No,
but we've now got all sorts of the Earth's flat.
but Anthony doesn't believe
Gravity
anything,
isn't
so
real.
obviously no one went to the moon. Could be. Do you reckon the Illuminati hired the apple that fell on his head as well? What do you reckon?
Right, I reckon you should tell the story about the apple.
No, we've discussed this many times.
No.
I'm pretty sure we
Have
have.
we?
We've been doing this for nearly a year now.
Right, guys.
There's only so
Max
much
is
conversation
gonna
that
tell
we
a
can bring
story
up.
Max is going to
together.
tell a story, and you're going to comment and tell us if
Comment if you've heard it
if
before.
we've heard it before, because this will prove that we've officially been in lockdown for too long.
Too
if
long,
you've heard
and
this
we've
story
run out
before.
of conversation because we've not been able to do anything.
Go on.
All right. We went on a holiday to France.
We did.
In the camper van.
Yep.
And it was a big, big, big drive. My
Yeah.
alarm clock's going off.
Oh.
To the campsite.
Yeah, it was.
It was a really long drive.
It took a
And
long
on
time.
that journey,
Yep.
I looked out the window a couple of times. And one time, I saw an apple fall on a sheep's head.
Right on its head.
What are the chances? Right at that moment.
Just happened to be
Look out the
driving
window.
past at that point.
Sheep chilling under a tree, apple falls on its head.
Madness.
Crazy.
Absolute madness.
He's the sheep version of Isaac Newton.
Exactly.
And then,
I was gonna say, and then what
literally
else
like an
did you
hour
see?
later, I look out the window and I see a bird riding on a horse.
Riding a horse.
Unreal. A horse.
Like while it
just-
was moving.
A horse just like running around the field and there was a bird on it.
It's madness.
There you go.
There you go. How ridiculous is it that this happened like a good few years ago, and that's probably still the most interesting thing that's happened since?
Thomas has never heard it, to be fair. So
Well, there we
at least that
go.
brought Thomas some joy.
I was gonna say.
Maybe it's like, oh, it's a pointless story. But
Yeah.
must have been fun to fly before Newton invented gravity.
Yeah.
Whee.
The good old days.
Indeed. The good old days. Newton's boring, mate.
It's Newton in disguise. Yes.
Ooh.
Maybe
He's
the
come back as a sheep.
I was gonna say maybe the sheep is like a reincarnated version of Isaac Newton.
And now he's telling all of the sheep about gravity because they weren't aware.
Although now I think about it, I reckon if like reincarnation and all of that was right, then Isaac Newton would probably come back as something better than a sheep.
Yeah, probably.
I imagine he's pretty
Yeah.
good. Don't know.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Welcome, Jonas, by the way.
Hi, Jonas.
Good to see you, man. Well, your comments.
Yes.
We love it.
Right. Should we play a game?
Let's do it. Let's play a game. Why not?
All right.
And we're going to finish on this quote from Rap to the One.
Insects equal Martians.
There you go.
Are they
Yeah.
specifically from Mars?
No discussion. That's a fact.
Oh,
We're
that's
just
it.
leaving it there
Okay.
and on to the game.
Go with it then.
That was literally it.
Cool.
All right. Here is the game.
Here is the game.
It's called How Many?
It is.
And you
You're
know
right.
that
Yeah,
because she already showed you.
I did.
Here is these.
Oh. Right.
Oh, I'm holding it in.
Okay, do you want me to explain why you hold it or
No, I'll shut my eyes.
No.
If you look at the light, then you sneeze. So if you shut your eyes, you don't. That's how it works. I might need some of that lemon.
Okay.
I know. Some of that lemon, whatever it
I was
is.
going to say we never got to the bottom of what it was. Cool. So
Let's go.
the game is how many. So what we're going to do is we are going to put up a picture on the screen. So I'm going to show you the first one just to.
Emerald, she's ready, mate. I just can't.
It doesn't feel like it's going to go well for you, does it, Emerald? So.
Anything with a question mark, she's having none of it.
Oh. Okay. So this is the first slide. So.
Wow.
How many Lego pieces does it take to make Hogwarts Castle?
Great question.
That's the question.
That is the question.
All of the questions are, how many Lego pieces does it take to make the item?
That is the question, Esther.
Yeah.
How many?
How many?
We need you guys to comment and let us know.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't
I
know.
feel like I should clarify for those of you who don't know, Hogwarts Castle isn't an actual castle. The castle from Hogwarts is like a fake castle that they made to film.
Yeah.
So as in you're not like guessing how many Lego pieces does it make to make.
No, but it is pretty
castle.
much the size of a castle.
Well, no, you
It's in
can't.
Harry Potter world. They actually made it.
Yeah, no, I'm aware that they made it, but it's not the size of a castle. You couldn't get a person in there.
How did they film in there?
Well, no, all of
Of course they got people in there.
Max, some of it's filmed in like Gloucester Cathedral.
That's because our architecture is too good for the modern
Yeah,
technology.
but that's what I'm saying, is that it's
Anyway.
not actually inside the
We're
castle.
not having this discussion. It's a real castle, mate.
Okay.
You can go there. Harry Potter World,
Okay.
sponsor us.
Thomas, is it in thousands or
Alright.
hundreds? It's in however many you think.
Singles, it's
It
ones.
is.
The ones.
I'm not sure how to answer that question. It's just however many you think it is.
Maybe it means
It
like
could
to
be
the
millions.
nearest. I don't know. Or maybe it means like what size Lego piece. Is that like a Lego term that we're not aware of?
I don't
Like
know.
you get hundreds
Are
Lego
we-
pieces
are
and
we
thousands
being
Lego pieces.
Lego dummies.
Are we Lego ignorant?
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, we can't answer your questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna say.
Hannah's saying 5,000.
Okay.
Jackie 15,000. 13.
13.
Nice.
Esther's using massive Lego pieces.
Maybe she's gone with 1,000. I don't know. 250,000 from Emerald.
Nice.
71,043.
Nice.
Very specific.
I was gonna say.
Can you zoom in so we can count them? Oh, is that actually a Lego castle?
Yes, this is actually a Lego version. This is how they know is they've made
They actually made it.
Yeah.
That's pretty long. All right. 9,500. Hannah's changed her mind. Caleb's gone 70,000. All right.
Nice. Should we see?
Let's have a little look.
40,000.
40,000. Did anyone put that? Now I've got to scroll back.
No.
79.
I'm trying to work out who's the closest.
Emerald said 25.
No, 250.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Emerald.
I'm getting
Oh,
blurred
we
with the
almost.
zeros.
We almost.
All right, Jackie said 15. And Caleb said 70. So probably.
So Caleb then.
No.
Is Caleb?
15. It's
15.
closer to 40 than 70, isn't it? By 5.
Yeah.
Jackie,
Sure.
well played. You were miles off. But you won, so there you go.
Well done. Well done.
It's the equivalent of like a 100-meter race, and you're losing, and everyone just happens to fall over, and
Yeah.
you win.
It's good.
That's what you've just done there.
Yeah. I feel like
Well
we've
played.
already got some aggression coming from Emerald.
So much sass.
Have you seen? It's happening already. This is the first question, and we've already got caps lock on.
Come on, Emerald. All you've got to do is count the Lego pieces, man.
Can you not do
How
it that
hard
quick?
can it be? All right, next slide.
Next
Let's go.
one. Rivendale.
I read that as Riverdale.
Yeah. Can somebody please clarify? Somebody who knows. What I'm not sure what this place is. Again, it's like a replica of the place. I'm assuming because I don't know what the place is.
Rivendale.
Rivendale. So yeah, let me know where this place is.
I wanted to say like Greek, but then it almost looks like Italian or something. I don't know. Hey,
I'm assuming
what
it's
is
from like
going
a
on?
game or something. I don't think it's like an actual place.
All right, 55,327.
Oh, it's from The Hobbit.
I got
Okay.
to zoom in way too much.
It's from The Hobbit. We've
Oh,
got
yeah.
confirmation. I've never seen The Hobbit.
Right, here we go. I'm going to stop reading them because there's too many zeros and my eyes get
Yeah.
blurred. So
Okay.
I'll just put them up. You guys can see what you're posting.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, put the comments in. That's really helpful, not going to lie.
Yeah. Emerald's convinced she's getting it right this time. She's gone 250,000 again.
I don't know about that, Emerald. I don't know.
I
think
like
one of those buildings is basically a castle, and
Well, I
that
don't-
was like 40,000.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big the scale of this one is.
I'm getting it right this time.
I like Esther's guess. Esther's is a good guess.
Where are we at? At least
At least 15. I reckon you're probably right.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to be wrong.
I was going to
That's
say,
true.
and I can't argue with you and tell you that you've got it wrong. Because
Fair point.
there is at least 15, I reckon.
500,000 from Ike.
Nice, okay.
70,000. All right, let's have a little look. Let's go.
200,000 pieces. Oh my word, Emerald. Right.
There was Faith, but
Emerald's she's the closest.
I think you might be. Yeah. Wow, 50,000 off.
Well, yeah, but it's still the closest, isn't it?
No, because Anthony literally said it bang on.
Oh. Sorry, Emerald.
Sorry, Emerald.
I got you really excited about that.
But you were close. We'll give you,
You
that.
were really
just
close.
because
That
otherwise
was
I'm
really
pretty
close.
sure you're going to explode.
Yeah. Right.
There's so much faith from your buddies.
Next one.
All right, yeah, let's go.
A life-sized X-Wing. So this has got some clarity around it. It is life-size. Look, you can even see the man. I'm sorry, Emerald. I'm really sorry.
It's a joke. That's from Star Wars, isn't it?
Sure.
I think I used to have a model one.
Ah,
My dad used to collect Star Wars figures.
cool. Right. I feel like
What we saying? 260,000. You've got to bear in mind that this is life size and the last one wasn't.
yeah, I was gonna say, and
Well, it might have been, I don't know.
no, I don't think it was.
But then, here's the thing though, it depends how big the blocks are,
well,
doesn't
I was
it?
gonna
What if
say,
they're
I'm
giant
not
Lego
sure
pieces?
that this
They
is.
look big.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure that this is an accurate picture. I think they've just taken a picture of a smaller one and blown it up and stood a guy next to it.
And
I don't.
photoshopped
I think
this geezer
he's.
in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's photoshopped
What are you
it
doing,
in.
Derek? Get out the picture.
Yeah, I don't think he's really there.
2.5 million.
Wow.
How many zeros is that? 9?
Don't
No,
know.
7, 6. 6.
No.
Yeah. 1,000 is a million. 6 zeros.
No.
500,000 from Thomas. A lot from Esther. Esther, you've actually got 100% of them right so
I was
far.
gonna say I'm impressed.
Well played.
I think you're winning.
So this, right. What number is that?
That's a million.
No, that's not a million.
Yes, it is. Because look, you're saying
Right.
6 zeros.
No, right. You've got 1,000 here, 10,000, 100,000. What's that? You don't get 1,000, so it goes to a million. Then you get 10 million. And then
100 million. And then a trillion.
yeah, or a billion.
A billion, yeah.
Why didn't they go 1,000 million?
I don't
That'd be
know.
alright. I don't know. All these numbers, guys.
I thought that was a billion.
Either way, here's some of the answers that you guys wrote.
Okay.
I've already said I'm not going to try and read them. So there we go. How big? Ike.
That's a really good question, Ike. I don't know.
We don't
is
know.
the answer.
I'd probably
Not
say
as
about
big as they look on that picture.
2 or 3 centimetres long by 1 centimetre wide is what I'm going to go with. I might be lying.
That's as good a guess as we're going to get.
Yeah. Esther's just agreeing with whatever the winner gets.
Nice. Okay,
Oh,
should we see?
Caleb's got a picture and all. Yeah, it's
Nice.
nice. All right, let's go.
Okay, so this is
5,000. 5 million.
5,335,200.
Yeah. All right. Who's put 5 million then? I don't know if I've got it in me.
I was going to
scroll
say, I
back
don't
that
know who's the
far.
closest. I think that.
Actually, Jackie. Oh no.
What did Jackie say?
I don't know if you meant it, Jackie, but you've missed a 0 at the end, which actually makes that.
Yeah, I think Emerald is the
50
closest.
million. How many was it?
2.6 million.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Fair. Wasn't it 5 million?
No, as in like.
Go on and answer. That's 5 million.
Yeah, but Emerald's put 2.6
right.
million.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Fair. Yes, Emerald.
Yeah, I think you did get it. I think you were the closest, Emerald. Well done.
Well played.
Oh, Jackie missed a 0. Oh.
Yeah. Although it's probably a good joke, she would have been even further off if you put the 0.
No, she'd have got 5 million.
No, she put 50 million already with the 0 missed off.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right, 1,000 is a million. 1 with 6 zeros is a million.
Yeah.
She put 5 with 7 zeros.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Too much maths, guys.
Okay. Next question.
I thought you said you were getting better at it.
Well, not at counting Lego pieces.
Yeah.
Right, next one.
It's peasants not used to counting in millions.
Yeah, I never go up that high. Get to thousands and that's enough. Okay,
Don't even get there.
an 118-foot tall tower.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah. Where do you reckon this was?
I don't know. Somewhere.
China.
Somewhere like that the rest of the world views as a joke. Probably.
Wow. That was harsh.
Yeah, but can you imagine if they attempted that in England? It'd just get knocked down.
Well, yeah.
Someone would knock it down. Because they'd be like, why are you building Lego in
Yeah.
the street?
Caleb, what is the cross-sectional area?
Although-
I don't know, Caleb. I'm
Isn't
so
that
sorry.
like Arabic writing or somewhere like that? Like Middle Eastern?
Yeah, it could be. I don't know the cross-sectional area, I'm afraid, Caleb. We are not in further maths at the minute. All I can give you is that it's 118 foot tall.
Abigail, 118 foot's worth.
Yeah, but how many?
Hannah's got it, 118.
So you'll go with each Lego piece is a foot tall.
Yeah. Made by Subway.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Emerald's still bathing in the glory of the last round.
Emerald, just don't answer this one.
Yeah, don't answer anymore,
just
mate.
end on a high.
That's a fair point. It tells us how high, but not how deep.
Yeah.
Like, what if they're one layer?
No, I know, I understand, and I'm sorry
What's at the
that
top
I can't
of it? Is that
give
like
you
a
more
lift?
information.
Have they got a lift that goes up the side of it? That's
Well, they're
sick.
going to have something, because how are you going to put the Lego pieces on the top?
Oh, yeah. Fair point.
It's not an 118 foot tall man
What if-
building this tower. Like,
Just
yep,
a
got
theory.
it.
What if they built it from the bottom and kept adding underneath and lifting it up and adding underneath?
Yeah, but that would like fall over eventually,
True.
wouldn't it?
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go.
500,000.
If you put that, then
Well done.
let us know.
Did
and
anyone
we'll
put
believe
that?
Because I'm not scrolling back. There's too many
Anthony
zeros.
put that. I've just seen.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Well
right
done,
there.
Anthony.
Well played, mate. Nice one.
Good job.
Yeah, I agree with you, Esther, actually.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I could eat like 4 foot longs from Subway. Last
Yeah.
night I ate a whole block of cheese.
Yeah, you did. It was quite unsettling actually
Love
to
that.
watch. It was.
Cheese and crackers is my thing, mate.
It wasn't
I just
even
can't
like.
stop.
It wasn't even like a.
Demolished it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it
Like
wasn't
a
even.
500-gram block of cheese.
Yeah, and not even over like a couple of hours. This was within half an hour at least.
Yeah, program was like 45 minutes, but I only whacked it out halfway through.
I was
so
gonna say yeah, it was gone.
There you go.
It was actually shocking, if I'm
Got
honest.
cheese coming up my sweat today. Love it.
Yeah, it's smelling
Alright.
pretty cheesy over here.
Next question. Plowing through.
Wrinkly the sea monster.
Oh, that's cute.
He's cute, isn't he?
Not very monster-like.
No, he's like the Loch Ness monster, really, isn't he? Not really a monster.
True.
Yeah.
Loch Ness monster's not real.
The Loch Ness monster is real.
It's not real.
Right, tell me, guys, do you think it's real? I think it's real.
No, it's the same story that you hear on like TV programs where they say there's a monster under your bed and stuff like that. And just
It's real.
the people in Loch Ness believed it for a lot longer than we did. We all grew up and went, monsters aren't under my bed, and they carried on believing it.
Nah, I think it's real. I've seen it.
No, you haven't.
No, I haven't.
You've seen a photoshopped picture, which is far too blurry,
Yeah, I don't- no,
considering the
yeah.
modern cameras you get.
Yeah, no, I don't believe anyone's got a picture of it, but I think it's real.
No. It's probably just a big fish. £1 fish.
That's fine. It can be a
Very,
big
very good.
fish.
Very, very nice £1 fish. 57.5.
Nice.
50,000.
50,000.
21.
21.
That's 9 out of 10.
21.
21. You stupid.
Jackie, my sister had to give her dog a block of cheese just to hide a pill in it. Nice.
That's why I did it as well. Joking. Right.
Yeah.
Let's find out the answer.
170,000.
Boom. If you said that,
Who is
well played, mate.
the closest?
Jackie said a 56.
Yeah, probably Jackie then.
I think Emma was just sticking with 2.4 million because that's the one she got right.
Yeah. That's fair.
All right, next question. Sorry, Emma. If you come up with a better one, then.
Okay. Lego brand store. Again, it doesn't say life size, just to clarify.
Of course,
this is
it's not life
a
size.
life-size
You
store.
can literally see the little Lego model
No,
men
I'm just,
outside of it.
just making sure that people aren't going to get mad at me.
That one you probably actually can count.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you enough time to count it, though.
No. True that. Look at that little ATM on the end. Love that.
It's cute, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Got little flags and everything.
I wonder what Lego money looks like.
I don't know. Probably like...
Probably normal money because it's all plastic nowadays anyway.
Yeah.
Right, 500, 456,
Nice.
40,000.
Wow. That's one big store, Anthony.
It's one tiny Lego pieces. 45, 700, 150, 70. No, changed my mind. All right, let's go. What we saying?
362.
Ooh.
Which I think makes... Who's the closest?
Oh no. I don't
Caleb?
want to work that out.
I think it's Caleb.
No, it's Thomas. 0 is 500.
Yeah, but that's also his third answer.
True. Yeah. One of you got the closest, and
Yeah,
Caleb
I
will
think
tell
it was
you who,
Caleb.
'cause he's good at maths.
Oh, Emerald.
Oh, there you go.
Emerald, well done. Oh yeah,
Abigail's good
450
at
she's
maths
got.
too. Yeah, I saw that. I just couldn't work out whether it's
Well
closer
done,
than whatever
Emerald.
Caleb said. Right. Anthony's just straight out waiting for the answer now. Look.
Yeah, I was going to
Love
say,
it.
we're not taking that as a win.
Why not?
Well done, Emerald.
Mate, we didn't say how they have to win. All right, let's go. Let's
The
make this our
Statue of
last. Is this the
Liberty
last?
kit. No.
Oh, we're making this the last.
Okay.
I'm bored of counting Lego now.
All right.
All right.
Deal.
I think Emerald's going to
I am
cry
going
if
to
we do any more.
yeah, I won't do any more as like a game, but I am going to show you one
Okay.
after this one
All right.
because it's pretty impressive.
How many we saying? Get in the comments.
Statue of Liberty kit.
P.S. Lego, you best be sponsoring us after this.
Yeah.
We've
There's been a
literally
lot of
shouted
Lego.
you out so much tonight.
Emerald's starting to like this. Nice.
Just gets 3 questions right. Happy days.
To be fair, I feel like that is the most like this week.
But you would have thought, like, somebody who's used to getting 29 out of 29 on an exam should be a little bit disappointed with 3 out of a million.
Yeah. But equally, like, I guess you don't do exams on how many pieces of Lego are in each item.
True that. Not unless you go to Lego University. How many blocks is
Is that at Legoland?
Yeah,
Nice.
in the Lego Harry Potter castle.
Nice.
All right, let's find
Okay,
out
Let's find out.
what we're saying.
1,685.
Oh no, actually, Anthony's actually got that,
Oh, fair.
and he did it before.
Is there Googling going on?
Can you Google that?
Well, I
That's
would
the
imagine that
question.
you, because it's Statue of Liberty kit, you can probably just type in
right.
how many pieces of Lego,
Yeah, you might be
which
right.
is not within the spirit of the game, Anthony.
If you'd have said 1,690, we might believe you, but his cousin actually has it. There you go.
There you go.
So he actually did know.
Esther, I'll contact Lego and let them know to sponsor. We're quite
Yeah,
close
do
friends.
it, mate. Can you
Let's do it.
actually get
All
Zeki
of
or
you.
free tickets to Legoland, and we'll go on a day out to Legoland?
I think every single person in
Sick.
Zeki should attempt to contact Lego and ask for free Legoland tickets.
100%.
Because I feel like if enough of you ask, it'll happen.
Yeah, true that. All right, show us these slides then.
Right.
What you?
Not that one.
Not
that one. This
How many
one.
did you download?
World's largest Lego set.
Oh wow, it's actually got Land Rovers on it.
Yes. This is like a real Guinness World Record.
That's unreal, mate.
And let me show you.
That's a pretty strong Lego.
Yeah. It's impressive, isn't it?
It's not quite cheap, but we'll allow it.
Right, do you want to see how many it's got in?
Yeah, all right.
Just because I find it fascinating.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
Well,
We had one smaller than that, which had that many, didn't we? What, like the
don't
aeroplane
think
or
so.
something like that? Yeah, because 5 million, and Jackie put 500
oh
million.
yeah. Yeah, so it's only actually slightly more than the...
They've got a big piece of Lego.
Well, there you go.
I suppose it probably would break if they were all little ones.
Yeah,
with
that's
the weight of
true.
like Land Rovers on top.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That was it. That was just my
That was your
interesting fact.
one. We love it.
Yeah.
Nice one. There you go. They must have done DT in school.
They must.
Probably. Innit? Right. Should we show you a video?
I reckon we
Would
should.
you be up for that? Earlier on in the week, I chatted to my friend Joel, and he
did.
told us a little bit about this thing called fasting.
Yeah.
So let's check that out.
Hey guys, so I'm back with Joel Singleton, one of my good friends from Regent's Bible College that I went to. So I'll just bring him up on the screen for you now. Hey Joel.
Right, how you doing?
Good. So yeah, like I said, I went to Bible College with Joel. You guys might actually have seen him if you've been coming to Zeki for a while or been doing some of that stuff on stage, because he was singing in the different bands at different events. So you might recognize him, you might not. But yeah, Joel, just let us know what you're up to nowadays. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, sweet. I'm Joel. I am working as an assistant pastor in the church in Hereford. So I'm essentially my third year of my MIT, which in kind of Elim church terms is ministry in minister in training. So that's coming up to an end soon, which is pretty exciting. But yeah, I'm working part-time as an assistant pastor within a church, a whole kind of mix of different jobs and responsibilities, from preaching pastoral care to kind of organizing kind of leadership talks, reaching out into the community. So I get to kind of be involved in a heck of a lot of different stuff. Real honor and privilege to be able to do that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to at the moment.
Nice one. Sounds good. So yeah, Joel's one of these guys, and I'll probably come back to this in a bit, but at college we had like this running joke, which wasn't actually a joke because it was true. But he's literally good at everything he does. He could literally, like, a brand new sport, a brand new talent, whatever it is, tell him to try it, and like second time and he'll just like absolutely smash it. And so that's Joel. So I brought him on tonight because we're going to be talking about this topic of fasting. And I'd be right in saying, Joel, that while we were at Regent's Bible College, like, you spent quite a bit of time researching it for yourself and giving it a go yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was something that was on my heart, something that I'd seen Jesus kind of say when you fast, not kind of like, guys, if you want to fast at some point. He was like, actually, when you fast. It wasn't even a thought that enters Jesus' mind that we might not. It's just like, when you do this. And that really stood out to me. That struck me quite powerfully. I was going through a lot myself at Bible college. I imagine Max can also say this as well. Like, everybody was like, it was a real place of like trials and difficulty. Like, as good as it was definitely a place where a lot of us kind of were learning about ourselves, learning how to live in such a tight-knit community with other people, but also just learning about like God and who He is. And your mind just was kind of getting blown up every single day. And so for me, fasting was one of those things that actually, as a spiritual discipline, alongside like prayer and silence and solitude and all these other ones, fasting was one that God was speaking to me about there and then. So me and a few other people were like, actually, let's try it, let's do it. Had some great moments doing it. Also other times when I didn't really feel much, it didn't really feel that powerful. And so there was definitely a mix, and still to this day, like I still do it. It's still something I practice. There's moments I've done it like on a regular basis, like every week. Other times it's been a monthly thing. Even other times it's been more kind of sporadic, as and when I feel like it's the right thing to do. But yeah, a big mix, I guess. I'm sure some of you who've done it can also like understand there's moments where it's like, man, that was just the best day of fasting and prayer ever. Other times you're like, why have I done this? Like, why am I bothering to fast? Like, it doesn't feel any different. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, we'll get more into what fasting is, what it looks like, and some of the lessons that Joel's learned as he's done that. But yeah, for you guys who might just be watching this for a first episode, we've been looking at spiritual disciplines or spiritual practices. And it sounds like a weird word, but in the first episode, I literally explained it as things that you can do to get to know God better or hear from God better. And would that be a fair comment, Joel, to describe spiritual practices like that?
Yeah, mate, 100%. Especially when it comes to fasting, a lot of people, I think, misunderstand what fasting is, what it's for. I've heard very weird, kind of out there thoughts on fasting. But what you said exactly, like making that space to hear from God and being in His presence, like they are the key kind of points of why the spiritual disciplines are in place.
Yeah. So yeah, you've probably heard fasting, the word, at this time of year, actually, during Lent. Loads of people fast during Lent. And I guess if you're not a Christian, or if you are a Christian and you've not spent any time looking at it or thinking about what it is, it's kind of one of them things that you do at this time of year because that's what everyone always does, right? But yeah, like we said, there is a purpose to all of these spiritual disciplines, and that's to get to know God better. And so we're going to look at how fasting works and how you can get to know God better and hear from God better by doing fasting. So yeah, maybe just, Joel, share a couple of things that you've learned during fast. Or actually, now, you know what, let's go back. Explain what fasting is, because I guess we're assuming, but some people might not know.
Sweet, yeah. Fasting, I guess, in essence, is choosing to give up something. For the most part in the Bible, we see that fasting was choosing to give up something that your body needs. And when they often talk about fasting in the Bible, in Jesus' day, it was about giving up food, right? So our bodies, they need food. We need to feed our bodies and give our bodies sustenance. But one of the things that we see Jesus say when he had that wilderness experience, and for 40 days he was being tempted and tested by the devil was like, why don't you just turn this stone into bread? Here's a man, Jesus, who is super hungry, right? Really hungry. He could do with some food. The devil says, well, then just turn this stone into bread. Jesus says, basically, we don't live on bread alone, but we live on every word that comes from God. And it's this idea of actually, yes, my body is starving and I'm really hungry right now, but bread isn't the thing that we need the most. Actually, it's God. And so fasting is choosing to give up something that our body needs to make that space to be with God. As Max said, it's about hearing from God, listening to God, being with God. There's so many misunderstandings about what fasting is, but at its core, I would say it's about giving up something that our body needs in order to make space and time to be with God.
Yeah, cool. And I know that, yeah, generally lots of people do it with food, especially during Lent, hence the pancakes and getting rid of all that stuff in your cupboards that you're not going to be eating for 40 days or whatever. But you can do it with other things like mobiles and stuff like that. Have you tried any of that kind of stuff, or has it generally been kind of food for you?
Yeah, it used to be food all the time, and then I kind of grew to realize that actually there's moments in my life where food isn't the thing that's kind of taking my attention and focus away from God. And actually, if the purpose of fasting is to make that space to be with God, to chat to Him, just to listen to Him, then sometimes fasting is about taking away the thing in your life that is consuming most of your time. For me, that's been things like watching TV. That's been things like gaming. It has been food most of the time, but actually probably TV and gaming were two of the other biggest things that I chose to fast, because I recognize it's so easy, right? Just to spend so much time sat in front of a screen watching TV. And I realized, man, how much of my time in a week am I doing that? So in fact, both me and my wife have spent kind of different moments throughout our life. Either it's a day, sometimes it's been a week. I remember once there was a month where I just went for a month. I'm not watching TV. I'm not watching films. I'm not watching YouTube. I'm not watching any of that kind of stuff. I wasn't playing games either at that point. And it was really refreshing. It was hard. Like, there were moments it was really hard, but actually there were plenty of incredible moments where I was able just to sit with God and focus on him and kind of reprioritize my time.
Yeah. So I guess like one of the aspects of fasting, which you might not even have realized when you first started, but it's about cutting out the things that take all of that attention.
Yeah.
And when we were chatting just before we pressed record, you said something about kind of recognizing those things that you might have addictions to that you don't realize.
Yeah. So one of the biggest lessons I've learned from fasting, and fasting not just food, but like games, TV, and whatever else, like perhaps it's reading, perhaps it's walking, essentially things that are good for you. Like entertainment is good, right? Within kind of a parameter, but at the same time, it's recognizing when you're faced with choosing to give up those things, that's when almost you start to realize, oh, this is actually quite a big hold on me right now. That's something I learned massively. It was, I think it was either TV or games, but I was faced with choosing to give them up for a week, and I was like, it's fine, it'll be easy. That's not a problem. And then kind of like the beginning of it, like I was really struggling. I was like, what am I supposed to do with my time? How do I fill my time? Obviously, the point is to spend it with God, but actually I realized how much those things had a hold on kind of my life, my time, my commitments. And it's probably since choosing to give them up numerous times throughout my life that I've realized I want to constantly be in a position where I'm kind of posturing my heart, as it were, to always be at a place where I'm willing to give up these things to spend that time with God. And I often ask myself, I might be watching a lot of TV, and I'll ask myself, would I be willing to give this up to spend some time with God? And I always want to be in that place where I'm going to say yes. Sometimes I'm not, but for the most part I am, because I've practiced fasting those things throughout my life.
Yeah, that's really cool. So just kind of those couple things there. One about making time to spend with God, like that's the point. You're cutting it out, not just to get rid of it, but to make time to spend with God and to listen and to pray and stuff like that, which we'll talk about in other weeks. But also recognizing those things that actually we don't realize it, but am I willing to stop watching telly to spend time with God?
Yeah.
Is actually quite a massive thing to realize, I guess, if you've not noticed before.
Because if I can add to that, I think there's a guy called John Piper. I think it's him that said this quote, but he said the greatest adversaries, or the greatest kind of oppositions to God, are God's gifts. And at first I heard that, I was like, hang on a second, so the biggest kind of adversaries, the enemies to God, are his own gifts? How does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you start to think about it and you're like, okay, essentially he's saying God gives us these incredible gifts, like food, like entertainment, like the freedom to go for walks, all these kind of things, right? God gives us these incredible gifts. But we as humans have this pattern of taking what God gives us and then holding on to that and running away with that and forgetting God altogether.
Yeah.
And so there's this passage in Deuteronomy 8. If I just quickly read it out to you. In Deuteronomy 8, going from verse 11, it says, "Take care, unless you forget the Lord your God, by not keeping his commandments and his rules and his statutes, which I command you today." So this is the Old Testament. He's like, basically, take care not to forget what God's told you to do. For us today, it's committing our whole being to him. It's our life being a life of worship and sacrifice to him. And he goes on to say in verse 12, unless when you've eaten and are full, so you've got the food, you've got everything you need, you're feeling full, you're feeling satisfied, He goes on, you've built good houses and you're living in them. When your herds and your flocks multiply, today that might be like when you've got the car that you want and you've got this that you want and you've got these things in life that you want. And essentially saying, when you're comfortable, when you've got everything you want, like I've blessed you with these things, you get comfortable. Be careful, because your heart might be lifted up and you forget the Lord your God. And then he goes on later to say, be aware lest you say in your heart, it's my power and the might of my hand that have gotten me these things. And how crazy is that? God's blessed them with all these incredible things. For us today, God's blessed us with food. He's blessed us with clothing. He's blessed us with water to drink. He's blessed us with friends. He's blessed us with entertainment. He's blessed us with so many things. And he says, be careful unless you say that your power and the might of your hand have got you this wealth. You shall remember the Lord your God. Get this, for it's he who gives you power to get wealth. I love that.
Yeah.
It's basically that idea that the only reason that you're able to kind of perhaps work and get all these blessings and get food and be clothed and have a roof above your head and stuff is because he's given you the ability to have that.
Yeah.
And I love that's the idea that actually for us it's so easy, isn't it? Most of us probably don't even think of food as a gift from God. We just think of it as it's my right. I just deserve to have food. Like it's just what humanity has, right? We don't think of food that often as a gift. But I don't know if you're a Christian or you're not, you might have heard people pray around the table and they thank God for the food he's given to them. But I think that's where it comes from. Like fasting is choosing. I love this. Fasting is choosing to forego the gift that God has given you in order to have God himself. How cool is that? Fasting is choosing, saying, God, thank you for this gift, but I'm going to choose to give it up for a time being because I recognize you're the one who gave me that gift and you are so much more important than that gift is, even though when I am having it, I'm still going to cherish it and thank you for it and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, it's almost like birthday or Christmas, you get all these presents off your parents, but it's almost like kind of imagine if you just disregarded your parents completely and were like, oh, get lost, I don't really care about you, but now I'm just gonna focus on these gifts for the rest of the year.
And then you managed to convince yourself that somehow you bought the gift for yourself, and your parents have got nothing to do with it.
Like there's no gratitude or anything. So yeah, and I guess kind of that's so true, and that's a massive like hit when you realize that, isn't it? That all of this stuff like food, water, even some of the stuff that we might class as luxury, like gaming, TV, stuff like that, we think, oh, I earned that with my money, or my parents earned that with their money, and so that's mine. But actually, it's all a gift from God.
Exactly.
That we're blessed with it. Yeah, that's so cool.
I think fasting is recognizing that and saying, thank you, God, for these luxuries. Thank you for food. But like I said, I'm going to choose a time to put those things aside, like you might do with your parents. Thanks for giving me this gift. I recognize you're the one that gave me this gift, and I want to spend time with you, whilst also still at points enjoying the gift you've given me.
Yeah.
And it's the same with God.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I guess we've always said at Zeki that kind of God speaks to different people in different ways, and stuff like that. And I guess right there, like that's a way that God speaks to us, by reminding us of the things that he's blessed us with, and by continuing to bless us with stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
In terms of that kind of fasting as an opportunity for you to grow closer to God and hear from God, is there any specific times in your life where that's happened, where it's not just been kind of like a general lesson where you've realized, oh yeah, kind of I need to focus more on God rather than his gifts? But is there any kind of specific time where you've grown close to God through fasting?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I think it's twofold in a sense. There's moments in my life where, if I can be honest without going into too much detail, I've struggled in a certain sin when I was younger, and it got me into a really dark place, and I wasn't doing well at all. And I just felt God say, just take a day out to fast and to pray. I remember doing that for the whole day and just spent that time with God. I wasn't eating food, and I was just in God's presence. And the next day, I felt this just incredible freedom from from this sin that I just kept committing again and again and again, God completely broke that from me, and it was just the most freeing thing in the world. And that's because I spent that time dedicated to God's presence, being in God's presence. I wasn't distracted by other things. I was just focused on God. And then the next day, this just sense of almost just refreshing and feeling quite light. That was incredible. That was really, really phenomenal. And then there's definitely been other times in my life where I've just heard a lot clearer from God. And I think that's such a big part of fasting. I think, if I can say, I believe one of the misconceptions about fasting is that we fast in order to get an answer to prayer. As though, like, if I'm fasting and if I show God that I'm willing to give up food, God's basically got to answer my prayer and give me what I want. But that's not the point of fasting. Like, the whole point is just to be with God. And actually, more than us having our prayers answered, it's creating a space for us to listen to God. And that's so essential. It's creating a space for us to stop chatting so much and just listen to God. I think it's a both and, isn't it? It is a place to ask God for things in prayer, but it's about listening to God, because when you're listening to God, you're going to hear him respond to you about the things you're praying for. And that's so important, because you can keep praying for something again and again and again, but if you're never going to listen to God, if he's saying, no, that's not what I want for you, this is what I want for you, then what's the point? Like, the whole point is prayer is a conversation, and I'm sure you're going to talk about prayer in future sessions, but the point of fasting is to create space to listen to God away from distractions, away from other things, dedicate that time to him. And I can tell you, the majority of the time I've done that, I have sensed God's presence in a much stronger way. I have heard God like speak a lot clearer. I've fasted with my wife a couple of times, and she's experienced God speaking to her, and then I've been like, oh yeah, he's saying the same thing to me as well in that moment, in that day.
So cool.
And I believe that's because we're moving distractions aside and we're creating space. One of the quotes I'd want to say is, fasting pushes aside all the wants and noises of the world to make room for the desires and voice of God. Yeah.
That's so true. And back to that first kind of personal story about the sin. It's funny because I'd always say, like, sin is saying, shove off God, I'm in charge, not you. It's not just doing bad stuff, but it's actually living your life according to yourself rather than being obedient to God. And so I guess the whole aspect of fasting is saying, I'm going to push everything else aside, everything that I enjoy and everything that I would choose to do, but to put God first. And so I guess really we act surprised, don't we, when the outcome is that God had this massive impact where he stopped us from that certain sin that we were caught in. But actually, when you think about it logically, like, it's natural that we would be able to stop that sin. When focusing on God is the opposite of sin. So that's so cool. But yeah, fasting isn't just something in the Bible that we're told to do. It's not just something that traditionally we do at Easter, but it can transform aspects of your life, and also get rid of the stuff that blocks us from hearing what God is saying. So that's super cool. Was there anything else that you've learned from fasting, or perhaps practical tips on how best to fast, that kind of stuff?
I think there's a few things really. Obviously, for some of you watching, you guys, you might have some kind of a medical condition that's going to kind of exempt you from fasting. Like, I want to say, like, it's not a command. And that's the thing about fasting. People are like, is it commanded? Is it not commanded? Jesus said, when you fast. And so the kind of expectation is, as followers of Jesus, it's a good spiritual discipline. Clearly, we've just heard all of the benefits of fasting, the fruit of fasting, the reason why we fast. And so it just makes sense for those of us who love Jesus, have that relationship with him, to fast and to set that time aside. But God completely understands our bodies. He understands us. He understands what we're going through. And so the beautiful thing of it not being a command is that there's going to be times in our life where actually we're not going to fast because it's not going to be helpful for us. We actually can't fast because of some sort of physical thing that we're going through. But then there's going to be other times in our life where actually it could be quite essential, or you just want to try it.
Yeah.
But I would say practically, like fasting in the Bible, I think they often fasted from like the evening meal the night before through to the evening meal the next night. And so a lot of people will essentially like have their evening meal and then they won't have anything else afterwards. And then they'll miss breakfast the next day, they'll miss lunch the next day, and they'll wait until the evening meal. Funny story, last time I fasted, me and my wife were fasting. We just had food. We're like, great, we're going to be fasting. I went into probably like 15 minutes later, I go into the kitchen, grab a yogurt, come and sit down. And she's looking at me weird, but she didn't say anything. I was like, what? While she's looking at me, I'm opening the yogurt packet and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean what am I doing? I'm eating the yogurt. And she's like, we're fasting. I was like, oh, legit, like 15 minutes afterwards. It was the funniest thing.
Joke.
But yeah, I would say that like some people I know have fasted for like a week and that's mental. But if you've never done it before, like start small and grow from there, because actually like it can be dangerous if you're going to do it for a super long time. But yeah, practically that's a good time to do it. There's been moments where I've done it kind of for a whole day. So I've done breakfast, at lunch, and then tea, and then I've had breakfast the next day. So I've kind of missed out a whole day, which might work for you. Other times you could just pick a meal, just fast one meal in a day, and choose to say, actually, on this day, this meal time, I'm going to choose to fast. Be smart about it. Don't, if you're kind of doing physical exercise, perhaps pick a day that you're not going to do a workout. I can guarantee you, if you're trying to do a workout and fast, you are going to collapse. Like it's not good. Recognize that if you are going to fast and you've done that, you're going to have your evening meal, that's fine, but you might actually be quite tired the next day. So that's what I've often found. I've often been pretty kind of wiped the day after, just because the day before I haven't had as much food as I usually would. And then it's up to you, like how you want to do it. There's times where I've just had water and I've been fasting just having water. Other times I've had like squash, coffee, tea. I've had other drinks and I've done it like that. So yeah, mix it up.
Cool. And that's the thing with all of these spiritual practices. We've said we want to get away from that. The way I pray is by putting my hands together and shutting my eyes, because that's what we're meant to do. But actually, these spiritual practices and disciplines are between you and God, and they're all to help you get to know God better. And so you need to do what works for you. And so if you want to skip breakfast but still have lunch and dinner, lunch and tea, whatever you call it, then do that, because the whole purpose is to get rid of distractions, to find extra time to spend with God, and even just by missing one meal, you're doing that. And so, and again, that point about if you medically shouldn't be skipping meals, don't do that. But that also doesn't mean that you can't fast. Like, look for the next best thing that you spend all your time doing. So that might be getting rid of your phone for a day or something like that. But
Not watching that Netflix series.
Yeah, not binging out on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome. Well, Joel, thanks for sharing with us. That's been
My
super
pleasure.
helpful. But guys, give it a go. Give fasting a go. Why not? But I guess the key points are we're getting rid of it to spend time with God. So don't just stop eating, but play Xbox instead, because it's not doing quite the thing. And while you're doing that, focus on God. Speak to him. He can hear you. It's just like me and Joel speaking to each other. But yeah, nice one.
Yeah, sound.
There we go. Well, Joel, I'm going to leave you. But yeah, thanks for your time.
No worries. Thanks, Max.
And we'll catch you later.
Yeah, catch you later.
Nice.
Boom. There you go.
Cool.
My man Joel. What a guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy to go to for the advice. You know what I'm saying?
He knows his stuff.
He's good at everything. He knows everything. That's how it works. There we go, Joel. If you're watching, he might be. He might not.
Yeah.
I'll send him a link. But here's some thanks. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so if fasting is something you want to give a go, then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a go. And make it work for you. Like, you want to just skip breakfast, and spend that 10 minutes that you'd spend eating breakfast, praying or reading the Bible.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you know how to read the Bible now because we spent 3 weeks looking
Yeah.
at that. So maybe give that a go instead of
sorted.
breakfast one day. But make it work for you. And if you've got any questions that you didn't have answered on that video about fasting, maybe there's other questions that you have, then feel free to send them across.
Yeah.
Boom. Either DM us on Instagram or send us an email, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd love to help you work out how best to fast. Because
Yeah.
again, it isn't just a rule or something that you should do as a Christian or as a religious person, but it's something that can help you get to know God better.
Yeah, and that's the reason for
Yeah.
it. We don't want to encourage you guys to just do things for the sake of doing them because
No.
that's what you're told to do. It's all about getting to know God, and that's what we want for you guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because that is fun.
Yeah, that's the good bit.
And doing stuff for no reason is boring.
Yeah, that's the boring bit.
So there we go. Get to know God by fasting.
Yes.
Boom, boom. No problem, Hannah. Anytime. Well, I'll have to. I can't speak on
gonna
Joel's
say-
behalf. Maybe he wouldn't want to
Maybe-
do an
maybe not
interview
anytime.
anytime. I'll give him a call at 3 a.m. and see if he's up for
Joel,
one.
can we do an interview?
So there we go. That one on fasting is just a one-off
Yeah.
because we figured you guys will give it a go and see how you get on.
Yeah.
And you'll probably have more questions after you've given it a go.
Yeah.
So if you give it a go and have questions, again, message us
Yeah.
and maybe we'll do another session at a later date for some of those questions that you have.
Yeah.
But yeah, give it a try. And yeah, what we've
Yeah.
got going on next week.
Well, next week it is officially the end of term.
Hey, it's
Woo!
almost like you've hardly even started back.
Well, that's true
there you go.
actually. I keep forgetting because I've been at I worked
You've
the
been
whole
going
time.
the whole time, yeah.
Like I forget. You guys have only been there like 2 weeks.
Here's the thing though, this
2
this
weeks?
holiday isn't even for you guys, it's actually for the teachers. Because they've been going like the whole time online and all that,
Yeah.
preparing. So there
I'm
you
well
go.
excited.
But you guys get to benefit for 2 weeks off as well.
Yeah.
So why not?
Well excited.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a few games next week.
We are. We
If
are.
yous are up
we are
for
gonna
that.
do some fun stuff.
Emerald, get
Yeah.
training this week.
I was gonna say you need to get your mind going. You were good
Get your
this
mind-
week.
yeah.
I feel like you were on it.
High score for Emerald.
Yeah. We've hit a peak.
Ike
Let's
still
see if we
doesn't
can
know,
go
but
up.
yeah. So yeah, we'll do that next week. We may want to involve you in some challenges as well.
Ooh.
But we will let you know. So keep an eye on your squad group chats or your DMs as well.
Yeah.
Because we might message from the Zeki account about getting you involved in some challenges that we're
Yeah.
going to show.
That'd be cool.
And over half term, I'll mention it again next week, but we are allowed to meet in groups of 6. So we'll try and plan some hangout kind of stuff outdoors if the weather's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hopefully it will be.
There we go. If
Fingers
you like
crossed.
football, have a kickabout. If you like walking, we'll go for a walk.
If
you
you
like-
going to the park, we'll go to the park.
Yes, if you like watching Netflix,
We can't do that.
We won't
'cause
do
we
it.
have to be outside.
unless you all bring an iPad,
And we
and then we'll
hotspot
Netflix
someone's
party
Yes.
in the middle of Gloucester Park, 2 meters apart.
We could do it at the church car park. That's allowed.
Or we could put up a projector screen in the car park and have like
That would be
a
allowed.
group of 5
Except I was going to say
movie night
you'd have to choose.
on the side
We'd
of
have
the
to
wall.
choose which 5 of you we wanted
That's
here.
true. Or we could do like different previews. Show you all later.
Nice.
But yeah.
Well, there you go.
And we'd have to wait till like 10 o'clock now because that's when it gets dark.
Yeah,
But,
and especially
know.
seeing as the clocks are changing. That's another thing, guys. Remember, this weekend the clocks change.
they do.
Don't be that person who gets caught out.
Don't be that guy.
Don't check if your phone auto updates, because that's the worst. When you update
I
it
never know.
yourself and then your phone auto updates, you lose 2 hours.
Oh,
That's not good.
that's a bad day, innit?
Yeah.
I hate this. Yeah, I hate this time of year.
This is the worst
It's
one.
the worst,
yeah,
isn't it?
This is, like, I appreciate that.
Like
it
when
gets,
it's like September and I'm like, yes, extra hours sleep. And then it
Yeah.
gets to this one and
Like,
I'm like,
I
oh,
appreciate
no.
the lighter evenings.
Yeah.
That I do like. I enjoy that. But the
Wow.
initial, like, first couple of days where you're just like, but I'm just losing
Yeah.
time. Where's this time going?
Yeah, it's mad. What I don't get is why they don't just leave the clocks. Why do they have to keep changing them? Just leave it at this time.
No.
Leave it with the lighter
No.
days.
No.
Don't you want a lighter day in the winter as well?
I do, but it's not how it works.
Why?
Because it's all to do with like the sun and the fact that a year isn't actually 365 days. It's like 365 and a quarter. So then you get like the
Yeah,
leap
but
year.
the clocks changing doesn't change
But
that
then-
because they change them forward, but then they change them back again.
Oh,
So that
yeah.
wouldn't make
oh,
a
no.
difference.
No. That's the leap year.
Yeah.
It's the farmers.
What?
It's the farmers. It's all to do with the farmers so that they get an extra hour of daylight to do their harvest at the right time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if they just left it this time all year round, then they get an extra hour not in the harvest as well.
No, because it's all to do with when they need the sunlight. I'm sure.
I'm
sure it's to do with.
I
the
hope it's
farmers.
not, because that seems a bit excessive to
No,
change the
I'm
whole
sure.
country's time just so a few farmers
I'm sure
can
it's to do with the
not
farmers.
have to get up as
in,
early.
like, it's not like a
Mad.
new thing. It's always happened.
Aye.
Like when everyone was farmers and everyone grew their own crops and stuff.
I'm with Fitz. I don't get it. Whoever comes up with it, these guys, ruining our lions. Anyway, talking about lions, we need to go to bed to do that. And so we'll
Yeah.
leave you to it.
Yes. It's 8:15.
It is.
How old
S-
are
so
how old
late.
are we that we're thinking we best let you go to bed?
I
and
mean,
it is
yeah.
8:15.
Slightly old, but slightly like I have to get up at 5, so
Yeah, that's fair enough.
that's not fun. But yeah. There you go. Jackie can't be doing losing an hour, man. And we're all losing brain cells too. There you
Yeah.
go. We'll leave it on that, guys. Have a good evening.
Have a
Keep
great
an eye on your
evening.
DMs and stuff, and we'll let you know about a game.
Yeah.
But there we go.
And we will see you next week.
Same time, same place.
Yeah.
Boom.
Bye
Bye.
guys.
Bye.